Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list, and welcome to my top 10 favorite Will Ferrell movies. Yes, say what you want about the guy, I consider Will Ferrell to be a very funny comedic actor. The actor is playing a lot of really funny comedic films. He's also a very serious actor at times, not a lot. He needs to do more dramatic films. I've always said, well, I think a lot of people know this, a lot of great comedians can be very good dramatic actors. Look at Ben Stiller, or even Adam Sandler, and of course Will Ferrell's no exception himself. And yeah, I love Will Ferrell's movies. He's got a lot of terrible ones, but I'm here to celebrate his good movies. Yes, this is my top 10 favorite Will Ferrell movies. And for a top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Anchorman 2, The Campaign, Casa de Mi Padre, The Producers, and Melinda. All decent films, just could make the top 10 list, but maybe my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is Step Brothers. Step Brothers is considered to be a very popular film. Most people actually consider it to be Will Ferrell's best movie and most funniest movie. No, I don't think so. This is directed by Adam McKay. It's definitely not the best Adam McKay movie, and it's definitely not the best Will Ferrell movie, but still a good, funny, enjoyable, pretty raunchy comedy. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly make this entire film. Everyone else is just okay. You got like Richard Jenkins in the movie and Adam Scott. They're okay as the very stereotypical characters, you know, the disapproving father, the douchey brother and stuff. And yeah, some comedic scenes do not work, but most of them do. Some of them aren't all big laughs, but you do get a lot of chuckles from start to finish of the film. And Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are the reason why. They are the best characters in this movie, and they are the funniest. They have great chemistry with each other. You love their competition, you love their rivalry, but you love them even more when they become brothers and friends and stuff. And they are the best in this movie. They have the best comedic chemistry and the best comedic jokes throughout the entire movie. And yeah, Step Brothers may not be a great movie, but it is a really funny, enjoyable comedy that I do watch every now and then. And yeah, it's a good movie. Coming number 9 is Megamind. Megamind is a DreamWorks animated film that is a very good movie. Again, I like this. This is actually one of my favorite DreamWorks animated films. Not top 5, but definitely top 10 or top 15. It's a good movie because it's about a superhero, but it's not really about the superhero, it's about the supervillain. Basically, it's about this superhero voiced by Brad Pitt and stuff, and basically the whole city thinks this superhero is dead. They think he was killed by the villain Megamind, and Megamind basically gets to rule the city and stuff, but when he finds out he has no hero and he rules everything, it's very boring and stuff, and he feels very, alone and stuff, so he basically wants to design his own hero so he could be a villain again. He thinks taking over the world is boring and stuff, but when he creates a hero, the hero starts becoming the villain, and then Megamind himself has to become the hero. Will Ferrell does the voice of Megamind, and he's really good. He's not only funny, but he tackles a dramatic role with this animated character, and it's done really well. Tina Fey's in the movie, Jonah Hill's in the movie, and again, Brad Pitt. Everyone does a good job. The animation's good. There's some good action scenes, and again, if you like, family-friendly superhero films, then I think a lot of people will enjoy this film. Not everything works. The parts of the story don't always work, but all in all, I think Megamind is a great film, a good kids movie, and I really enjoy it. Coming number 8 is Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Yes, Talladega Nights is considered to be kind of a cult following because when it first came out, it was a critical sort of hit, but not a lot of people loved it. It didn't make like a killing in the box office. People thought that we would get sequels to Talladega Nights. We still haven't, but I do think it is very funny. Actually, I saw this movie in theaters years ago, and I actually was not a big fan of it when I first saw it. I actually became a fan of it when I watched it multiple times, and now watching it more than once, it is a good movie and a very funny movie. Will Ferrell's really funny. Again, John C. Reilly's really funny. Sacha Baron Cohen is so funny as the villain, this rival driver guy, I'll coming for you, Ricky Bobby. And yes, probably one of the funniest makeout scenes in a movie is really funny. And yeah, I enjoyed the story and I enjoyed the characters, and there is a lot of good laughs, and it's definitely one of my favorite Will Ferrell movies. Number 7 is Old School. Yes, Old School is this is a great movie. Yes, Old School is a lot of fun. This is basically about three middle-aged guys, and basically they start their own fraternity. Yes, they open a house near a college, and they start their own fraternity for all the college kids, all the college boys to join their fraternity and stuff. But yes, the dean from the college wants to shut their fraternity down and stuff, so basically they have to do all this testing and everything to keep their fraternity open and stuff. And yeah, it is a really funny movie. This is a really funny premise, very funny script, and it has a lot of very funny actors in this movie. Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell, Luke Wilson are all in this movie, and they're all really freaking funny. Jeremy Piven as the over-the-top dean is also really enjoyable, and yeah, I really like this movie. It's a good party movie, it's a good school movie, it's a good raunchy comedy, and just, it's a lot of fun. It's old school, everyone loves it, I love it, it's great. Coming number 6 is Zoolander. Yes, Zoolander is one of those really dumb comedies, but it's smart of how stupid it is. Yeah, it may not make sense, but this movie tries to be dumb, but in a very clever and smart way. Zoolander 2 is just stupid. Zoolander 1 is cleverly stupid, yes. The story of this movie is about the model's Derek Zoolander, and he is a complete imbecile, and basically he's almost becoming a washed out model. His rival model, played by Owen Wilson, Hansel, is basically becoming the new hit wonder and stuff. And you got Will Ferrell in this movie as his fashion designer, was his Mafuta, whatever the fuck his name is in this movie. But yeah, basically he's trying to ruin Derek Zoolander's life, but then he gets Derek Zoolander, and basically he uses him as a puppet to kill, was it the president of Japan or something? And Derek Zoolander gets himself into trouble, then he needs the help of this publicist, and of course his rival Hansel. Yes, Hansel, he's really in this year, and yeah, it's a really funny movie, really enjoyable film. I love that Ben Stiller starred and directed this movie. He did a very good job. The jokes really do hit. Will Ferrell is so funny in this movie. Owen Wilson's hilarious too, and yeah, of course, Ben Stiller has probably some of the most quotable lines in this movie. Like, was this a building for ants? How are children supposed to get in the building if they can't fit through the door? It's so funny, so enjoyable. I really love it. I became bulimic. You could read minds. So funny. Great movie, dumb, but really funny. Coming number 5 is The Other Guys. Yes, The Other Guys is a funny, raunchy buddy cop movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. Again, this is directed by Adam McKay. Anytime Adam McKay is directing a movie, you're gonna get a really solid comedy movie, or even a comedy drama like The Big Short. No, Will Ferrell's not in The Big Short, unfortunately. That would have been pretty cool. But anyways, The Other Guys is a really funny movie. It's basically about the other guys. You know what I'm talking about? The other guys. Like, in the beginning, you see these two really badass police officers played by Dwayne Johnson and Samuel Jackson. They are like the rock stars. They are the best cops. And then there are the other guys. Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell, they are like the loser cops. They are the dorky cops, the cops that screw up all the time and stuff. And yeah, so when Samuel Jackson and Dwayne Johnson die by falling off a roof, no kidding me, yes, basically, Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg have to take a case, and they have to prove that they themselves are good cops. And this is a really funny satire on police buddy cop movies, and it's done really well. Mark Wahlberg's hilarious, Will Ferrell's funny, Eva Mendes is funny, you got Michael Keaton, he's funny, Steve Coogan is hilarious. They make fun of a lot of action movie tropes, like, you know, the good cop, bad cop routine, and the movie explosions and stuff. It's a very clever movie. Some scenes come off a bit clunky. There's a scene or two that they could have taken out and, you know, saved down runtime, but still. The movie The Other Guys is a really funny, enjoyable film and kind of underrated, and I really enjoy it. Coming number 4 is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Yes, this is the one everyone quotes. This is the one everyone loves. This is the movie that represents Will Ferrell of who he is. Yes, Ron Burgundy for president. And yeah, this is a very good movie. It's really, really funny. Again, really, really quotable. This is, again, directed by Adam McKay. It's really well done. I even enjoyed the sequel. Some people hate the sequel. I enjoyed. This is funny. I love Will Ferrell. I love Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, Christina Applegate. Everyone is fantastic and really funny in this movie. Like, the fight scene is probably one of the greatest fight scenes ever in a comedic film. There's like weird dream sequences. There's hilarious cameos. How the movie ends is absolutely hysterical. It's Anchorman. It's everyone's favorite. It's one of my favorites. It's hilarious. Coming number 3 is Everything Must Go. Yes, this is the more serious films Will Ferrell played in. Yes, he needs to do more dramatic films, because then you get films like Everything Must Go. I love this movie. The story of this movie is about a guy. Basically, he's been kicked out of his house, and he basically lives on the front yard of his old house. And basically, he's selling all of his prized possessions, all of his stuff and stuff. Everything must go, literally. Not metaphorically, but literally. But also, in a way, metaphorically. And yeah, he befriends a kid, he befriends the next door neighbor played by Rebecca Hall and stuff, and it's this very interesting character study about this guy trying to find himself and try to get rid of his stuff, but also all the dark stuff that's within himself and stuff. Everything must go. Yes, not just his stuff, but the stuff that's also inside of him, inside of his heart. And it's a really well done and very compelling film, a very well directed film. Will Ferrell gives a fantastic performance, so does Rebecca Hall, and yeah, again, a very overlooked and underrated film. If you want to see a good dramatic film with Will Ferrell, watch this movie. It is so good. Coming number 2 is Elf. Yes, Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Yes, in this movie, Will Ferrell plays Buddy. Yes, a very kind of annoying character, but he's lovably annoying. And yes, that's the point. He's annoying, but he's so likable. He is so enjoyable. Like, it looks like a Christmas tree. Yes, it's so funny, so enjoyable. I love the story of this guy who was raised by elves and stuff. Then he goes to New York to find his dad, but he knows nothing about New York. It's a fish out of water story, and it works so freaking well. The performances are all great. Will Ferrell is just excellent. Zoe Deschanel's even really good. James Caan's really good. And of course, the cameo of Peter Dinklage is just awesome. It's amazing. And of course, it just feels like Christmas. It has a lot of the Christmas spirit. Every Christmas, I have to watch this movie at least 2 or 3 times. It's just so enjoyable, so lovable. Great for the family, great for the kids, great for everyone. I love it. It's Elf. And my number 1 favorite Will Ferrell movie is, of course, Stranger Than Fiction. Stranger Than Fiction is so freaking clever and amazing and unique and original. I love this movie. This is basically the story about Harold Critch. He is this basically, you know, this typical worker guy. Basically, he hears voices in his head, and the voices is narrating everything he's doing. Like, Harold Critch is brushing his teeth. He's looking at his watch and stuff, and he has no idea what voice is talking to him, why he's hearing voices in his head and stuff. He thinks he thinks he's going insane stuff, and the voice in his head is Emma Thompson. And Emma Thompson in the movie is a real life person writing a story about Harold Critch. Yes, she's writing about Harold's life, but his life actually exists in real life and stuff, and her narration through her book is in his head. That is just a brilliant and clever story and great premise, and yeah, it's so well done. This is a very well written film, very captivating, very good dramatic comedy. There's a lot of funny scenes, there's a lot of romantic scenes, there's a lot of deep and thought-provoking scenes. Will Ferrell's fantastic, Emma Thompson, Queen Latifah, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Dustin Hoffman. I love how this movie ends. I won't spoil it, but it's a very good ending. Some people think of it as sort of a cop-out, you know, a typical happy ending, but I actually love how they execute the ending. It's very well done, and yeah, I really love this movie. This is hands down the best performance I've ever seen Will Ferrell give in a movie, and it's hands down my favorite Will Ferrell movie. So yeah, that's my top 10 personal favorite Will Ferrell movies. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what are your top 10 favorite Will Ferrell movies? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to his channel, and join the dark side.